In the shadows they wander alone, old ruins where fears have grown, eyes that watch from ancient stone, whispers chill right to the bone. Gothic castles rise in the night, ghostly figures glide out of sight, wolf howling under pale moonlight. Darkness creeps and grabs too tight. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fog curling through cobblestone streets, footsteps echoing heartbeats. Vampires hunt their nightly feast, lurking monsters are released. Silent scream in a sepia dream, melancholy miles downstream. No one's safe, or so it seems. Worlds unravel at the seams. You have fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt. Fallen into the EuroCrypt. There is no escape from the EuroCrypt.
All right, man.
What's up, guys? That last scene, man. Just stop screaming. Stop screaming. That thing will stop fucking you up.
Yeah. Right.
Fucking great job on that intro, man. That shit is slick, man. That song, too, man, is about the creepiest shit I've probably heard in a while.
I appreciate it, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah, CK had come up with that, man. He come up with that song somehow.
Not to mention, use like one of my most favorite fucking beloved scenes ever, and that's of course the opening scene with the Iron Maiden for Black Sunday. Like you just see that big fucking dude just pick up that mallet, and he's just ready to go to town. It's like
yeah, man, hell yeah. But man, we're back, man, and Darren wanted to take a little break, and plus I know this ain't really his bag. Post-apocalyptic Italian MadMax ripoffs, you know, but B-movie drive-in fucking goodness is all I gotta say, man. And yeah, man, I'm glad to have y'all on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Super to be here, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a fun one, I think, man. So the first one we're gonna talk about is y'all have a copy of it. I don't have a copy of the damn thing. It's 1990 the Bronx Warriors, Enzo Castellari. And that came out in 82, I believe. And then the next one is Raiders of Atlantis. Deodato, Rogero Deodato.
Yes, sir.
1983, Raiders of Atlantis or the Atlantis Interceptors.
Yeah.
All these bitches got like 10 names.
Sound like some kind of damn arena football team, don't it?
Yeah.
But and then you got Warriors of the Year 2072, man, by the great Lucio Fulci. And that's got 100 fucking titles too. Rome 2072, The New Gladiators, Rome 2033, the Fighter Centurions, like all kind of shit, man. But yeah, man, we got Johnny's Boutique podcast on, man. We got Pop's Movie Dungeon, Anthony's Horror and More.
What's up,
all
guys?
in the EuroCrypt, man. You can't escape now. You're stuck down here forever.
Super stoked, man. Thank you so much for inviting us, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a good one, I think. So what y'all got going on here lately before we get into it?
Let Alan take the lead on this. This man has like 4 things going on at once just with that collection.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what am I doing? Am I introducing myself?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just saying, how y'all doing?
Right.
Like, how's it been going?
I was drinking my whiskey, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Pops in the Dungeon. Been around now for about 3 years. Kind of took a break from making videos for a while. Been doing a lot of live streams.
Yeah.
On other people's channel and my own still. I got some videos in the can that I want to do, but I just haven't got around to doing them yet. Busy life, you know how it is. But yeah, I've kind of been in the process over the last probably 2 months of kind of going through my collection, looking through shit. Am I really going to watch this again? You kind of see on my table over here, I got a stack of movies. These are ones in my collection I've never watched. And I'm going through and I'm watching them, and they either go in the fucking bucket to sell or back on the shelf. My aim here is to have nothing on my shelf. I can bring anybody in this room, and I can recommend any of the movies on my shelf or movies that are bangers, movies that I love, not just movies that are part of the collection. You know what I mean? That's my end game of all this. I've been really busy doing that the last couple months. It's been a process. But I've been watching some great movies, and I've been watching some movies where I wonder why the hell did I buy this? It was number 12 in a fucking collection of 100 or whatever. And so I'm trying to change my mindset how I collect movies. Now I'm going to go ahead and be upfront here that you guys know here on the panel know for sure that this is not my genre. This is not my forte. Right. I feel like I'm probably feeling it for Darren here a little bit. I'm going to look at movies probably from a different light than you guys do. Not that I didn't enjoy these. I ain't going to say I did or didn't yet. Yeah. But these are not necessarily the movies that I go after. I'm going to admit, as I'm watching these, there's a few times that I said to myself, what in the fuck does Dirk have me watching? But I will say I had a good time with them. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm sure we're going to deep dive in every one of them. But again, I appreciate you having me on, man. It's been a while since we did the stream together.
Yeah, man. And we're going to get you back on, man, hopefully for some Castellari, some Policio Teschi films.
I'm ready for those too. I done bought the copies. I'm ready to watch those six.
Hell yeah. But what's going on with you, Johnny, man?
Before I start, man, I think what Alan was trying to sum up there with, like, especially what it takes a lot to go through, especially that magnitude of a fucking collection like that. But basically, what I heard him say is if I watch it and it's not good and I'm not going to watch it again, it's going to go out the door. That right there is already a hard thing because all of us are kind of fucking hoarders when it comes to this shit, whether we like it or not. Yeah. We buy more than we watch. That's always been our rule, pretty much. Yeah. Like, we didn't even make the rule; it just fucking happens. But to make it where your shelves, like you just said, somebody could walk in your house and you could say, "Hey, like fuck that! Like everything's got its place in here," and I can recommend it with no hesitation. That's pretty much like my collection represents me and me only. That's a huge fucking battle right there, especially when you've got a table full of shit you haven't watched and you're still pulling shit from the shelf that you have seen, but you're like, I'm never watching this again. Yeah. So I'm going to let it go. So yeah, kudos to that shit, man, for sure. And
definitely, man. I keep shit though. Like I'm weird because there's some films I know in my collection I'll probably never watch again, but they're like historic or whatever, like, well, so I got to keep them. Kind of shit.
I keep movies a lot of times that I'm noticing that movies that are so bad that I got to keep them. Like, for example, the Sinful Dwarf, Masturbating Gunman will never leave my collection.
Yeah.
Now, those are horrible fucking movies, but they're so fucking fun to watch.
And I mean, while we're talking about that, like it was because of Pops and Johnny, man, is why I started even fucking doing this shit right here, man. Like,
yeah, Johnny got me into it.
I popped in on a stream they was doing, like, and inspired me to like, yeah, man, let's get into this a little bit, this YouTube.
Yeah, let's spend a bunch of fucking money.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What's going on with you, Anthony, man? What you got going on?
I'm just happy to be here, man. I love doing these random live streams talking about movies because, that's the main thing, man. I just want to talk about the films and everything. I mean, we all love the physical media and our collectibles and box sets and all that stuff, but I really just love digging deep and talking about the actual movies themselves,
Absolutely.
Being on here with you guys all love these movies too, especially horror like I do, so it's just a blast, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I appreciate having me on, Dirk.
Let me no problem, man. It's been a while. Let me
huge fucking shout out to Darren. He's not here, but Jesus Christ, like if there was a genre, like I'd figured like he would kind of dabble in a little bit, it would definitely be this just because of the Italian aspect of it. But I can definitely see it though. But man, when it comes to fucking gialli, Jesus Christ, man, it's like I said before, you and Dirk, you and him, fucking endless, like and fucking encyclopedia, just. Wow.
I've learned a lot just
shit.
in a little bit of time. But Darren, man, he's been into this shit a lot longer than me. I gotta give him props for that shit. But
And not just that, but Dirk, you and Darren, man, you guys are doing this. Nobody else is talking about these like giallos, these Italian films, these deep cut horror movies. So, you know, I'm grateful that you guys do it because nobody else is fucking doing it. You know what I mean? You guys are so knowledgeable, and you know, you guys captured like this niche kind of thing, and you guys have just been killing it.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we're doing our best, man. We do the best we can, I guess.
In all honesty, man, like even for somebody like all the rest of us who are just like grabbing, you know, fucking physical media left and right, most of us are gonna do that whole thing where we're like, oh, well, Deep Red's like that big one for that genre, and just those big heavy hitters, and then everything else falls to the wayside because it doesn't have that notoriety behind it. You guys are just like digging at the bottom of the fucking barrel, be like, no,
yeah,
this movie too. Check this out.
Hell yeah.
Happened to Solange and shit. Like, I'm sure a lot of people watch your channel who's never seen that movie and they watched it and they were like, fuck, man, those guys are on to something.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been a good journey so far. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like y'all and Dead Pit were the two main, you know, guys, man, that got me into this shit. Like getting on live and doing this shit anyway. But anyway, man, I guess we'll get into the damn films, man.
All of you will be executed.
Nice.
What the fuck was that?
I have a feeling we got a lot more shit like that in store for us today.
I'm prepared.
Yeah, man. Let me catch the chat and see who's in here right quick, man. Got my beautiful wife in here. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. We have many guests today, and it's going to be so much fun. Thank you, everyone that showed up.
Hey,
I appreciate it, man.
What's up, Tasha?
Yeah. Texas in here. Absolutely great to be here as always. He's talking to my wife.
Yo, what up, Russell?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Russell?
All hail the panel of pain. That's what he's called us and shit.
Love it.
Appreciate it, Texas, man. Welcome, Johnny Pops and Anthony.
Thanks,
the
Russell.
horror pimp.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Never going to get rid of that name.
No, that's sticking.
You know, we got Fat Pig the Conqueror in here. What's up, Dirk and Guest?
What's up, man? That's a great name, too.
I know, right?
Yeah, man. He's great, dude. He's in all this shit for sure. Let's see. It was wonderful. Hope you had a good one. Oh, okay. I got to pre-read some of this shit. Adrian James, hey there. What's going on, man?
Hey, Adrian.
I got High Crime in 4K. It's way sometime between 4. Awesome. Yeah, we'll be doing some Castellari, man, for sure. Gonna be excited to see what Pops thinks about some of these police Otesky. So let's see. Blind bought Warriors of the Year 2072 a few weeks ago, but haven't watched yet. Excited to hear what you guys think about it. All right, man. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. And that damn Severin release, dude, is the most packed with special features. And I watched all that shit. And it's fucking insane. The shit that's on there. It's like, whoa. I was like, it took me a long fucking time to get through that shit. But it's funny listening to Fulci. There's interviews with Fulci, all kind of shit. But let's see.
That's the great thing about Severin, though. Is even if you don't like the movies, their special features, dude. Yeah. Those audio commentaries, those interviews, those behind the scenes and making of docs and all that stuff, they're crazy good, you know? Yeah. So, like, even if you don't like the movie, it's probably worth still hanging on to the release just for the special features alone.
Damn good point made. And we've all done that whole thing where we watched like one of these releases, like whether it be from Severin or another boutique label. We'll watch the movie and be like, God, this is complete dog shit. We'll go to run through the special features. We've already paid the money for the release. Might as well suck it dry, get our money's worth. And then you have like a different appreciation for the movie where you're like, well, let me go back and give that one more fucking spin. I might have just been in a bad mood.
Yeah. And once you know more about how they made it, whatever, gives you an appreciation more than nothing else.
And it's got a great commentary, man, from Troy Howarth and Daniel Nathaniel Thompson. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm thinking, but it's pretty damn good commentary on there on that 2072 release. But
that's a fucking list of special features on the back. I just flipped mine over when you was discussing special features. I was like, holy shit! It would have took me 2 more days just to get through all that shit, man.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. But I mean, before we get into the films, I guess I don't know. We keep saying we are, but just y'all's personal opinion, just curiosity, man. What's y'all's favorite label this year? For me, it is Severin. I think they nailed it the most. They out of everything that I've gotten. What would y'all say?
I had to probably lean towards maybe Second Sight.
Okay. Yeah.
Second Sight.
Can't argue with that.
There.
Yeah. I can't argue with that, man.
Well,
not at all.
I was gonna say Second Sight as well. Yeah. They just, dude. Every time they announce something, I'm like, I gotta have it. I mean, they just announced so many bangers.
Yeah, man, I can't disagree with that shit, man. Usually I'll be the first one to carry the torch for Aero Video and Severin any day of the fucking week because I love both of those companies immensely. But Second Sight, man, Jesus Christ. I mean, find a fucking company who can outbang a release like they can, man. Jesus Christ. You pick up the Hitcher, man, you throw your fucking back out trying to get it off the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, man. It's just Severin had a lot of shit that was, I mean, they really stepped the fucking game up this year. But yeah, I can't argue with Second Sight though, for sure.
Fucking Alan's out there on like his on his door cam on his front porch when the UPS dropped that off. He went to go bend over and pick it up, and he was like, "All right, fuck this. I'm gonna need some help.
I need a dollar.
Need a dollar."
Ragnar says Redneck Miller was a nice surprise from Film Master's funny ass movie.
Redneck Miller, what is that?
I'm not sure on that one. Might have to check it out. Speaking of Severin, finally got my shipping notification for the Black Friday sale. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Got my stuff on the 23rd, but I ordered the Russ Meyer bundle and added a few to it. Okay.
Russ,
I'm not real familiar with those, so I'll wait.
Got some porn coming.
Yeah, I'll wait and see what's up with that. And Ragnar says Vinegar Syndrome. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. I guess we'll get into the damn Bronx Warriors 1990, man. Directed by Enzo Castellari. He did films. He did the original Inglourious Bastards from 1977. So, I mean, big props to that. High Crimes, one of his biggest films, 1973. The Big Racket is another one I highly recommend, 1976. Cold Eyes of Fear, 1970. I think that's his only giallo, and me and Darren have covered that one. It's a pretty decent one. It's set in the UK, so that's a pretty decent one. But and the screenplay was done by Dardano Sacchetti, which I mean, fucking lists go on all the shit he done. Cat of Nine Tails, Twitch of the Death Nerve, aka Bay of Blood, City of the Living Dead, New York Ripper, Demons 1 and 2, Amityville 2, The Possession, House by the Cemetery, The Beyond, fucking, and some Lindsay Policiotescues, man. He's done all kind of shit. It's just, yeah. But, like, so I guess we'll get into the film, though, man. So it's 1990. The Bronx is officially declared no man's land. The authorities give up all attempts to restore law and order. From then on, the area is ruled by the Riders, which is this biker gang that I wouldn't be too intimidated by them, but I'll tell you the truth. You know, there were some real fucking Hell's Angels in this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of those bikers are real fucking Hell's Angels in the movie. So I was like, holy shit.
I mean, this biker gang like definitely marketed themselves, right? They did security for the original Woodstock. They've appeared now in numerous documentaries and movies from back in the day. Hunter S. Thompson did this whole big movie and document. Well, I guess it was more of a documentary than it was what you'd call a film, but whatever. And it was like notoriously known that they were pretty much going after him because he had kind of pretty much put all their criminal aspect to light, pretty much. So to think that a biker gang was just that much of an influence, and especially just like the motion picture business, is like, how?
Yeah, man. I mean, this film, though, is like a lot like, I guess you could say it's a mixed bag, right? Escape from New York, The Warriors, are the two strong ones that comes to mind. What else would you say it's kind of like?
Those were the two that came.
That's the main two.
Yeah,
right?
Escape from New York with the isolation.
Especially the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can show a clip, man, if y'all want. I can show a clip, kind of show everybody kind of what they're getting in for if they want to check it out. And by the way, all these films, if you don't own them, or I wouldn't recommend buying them because they're not for everybody. This is drive-in, grindhouse, fucking B-movie shit. But which I love it. It's fun, man. It's fun ass shit. But anyway, they're all on Tubi if you want to watch them. So check this out. Here we go.
You're surrounded by your loyal subjects.
That's true, Golem. But they are there, and you are here, in front of me. Okay, baby. I owe you one. Hey, looky. Hot dog's down the street in his truck, flicking the lights on and off. Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, let's wipe them out! Kill the bastards! This is our territory! You're gonna fight to live! Kill the sons of bitches! I say attack!
You fuck, look, it could be a pile of shit out of somebody's asshole.
Fucking gotta give it up for Vic Morrow too, man. Like I really wish like he would have been in that movie a little bit more. Not to mention, I would have loved to see like a one-on-one conflict with Vic Morrow and Fred Williams. I think it'd just been another layer of fucking cheese that we could have just burnt right on top of that movie and been like, okay, this is the greatest thing ever.
I wonder if Vic was a little nervous about a helicopter flying around.
Yeah. Vic Morrow, man, by the way, like, he died the same year. So this is the last film he made before he went on the Twilight Zone, the movie.
Yeah, they actually had to use somebody else's voice to dub his lines in, whatever, because he passed away. They had a chance to finish what he had to do. So somebody else's voice is like overlaid over his character. So what
they were saying, like that him and what's his name? The guy that plays Hot Dog. He's in the Raiders of Atlantis.
Oh, Christopher Connolly.
Yeah, Christopher Connolly. Yeah. Them two stayed their fucking ass in Italy. They was having fun making movies in Italy. They were like, "Fuck Hollywood." Like,
Connolly was really good in both films too. I liked his acting. He's good. And it was funny when they showed him getting out of the truck in the movie, and he's got those big ass lifts on. I was
about to say that shit too.
I was dying laughing.
Like he's got a plaid fucking boot on one foot, and the other one's like a fucking sneaker, and you're like, "What the hell's going on with this dude's fucking shoes?"
So man, so basically the plot is this. So there's this chick Anna. She's about to turn 18. She's about to inherit I guess it's the biggest arms dealership.
60% of production.
Yeah. Was it the Manhattan Corporation or some shit?
Yep.
And anyway, she's morally distraught, and she's got to run away from that shit. And what the fuck is that gang on the roller skates with the hockey stick?
The Mighty Duck.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, they're all trying to. I don't know what they're gonna do to her, but the riders save her ass basically, and she's all in love with the leader, Trash. Which he's got a weird strut. If y'all notice, like
weird, huh?
Yeah, it's like an extra on Flashdance,
right?
Yeah.
A little bit of extra sugar in that boy's cereal. That's for damn sure.
Castellari cast him because he was a bodybuilder, and he wasn't an actor. And he was selected out of 2,000 people, man. I was tripped out on that shit.
Dude, let me tell you something. Let me repeat that. He sure as shit is not an actor. I'll tell you that right
Yeah,
now.
no.
Dude, when they, even his physical acting, like when they throw the net on him and he's just like, But it was funny, man. It was still funny, you know. It was a good time.
But he was in a film, like, he did 3 films. I haven't seen them. Thunder Warrior, 1, 2, and 3.
Those are bangers.
And Delta Force Commando. Y'all seen that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much his career. And
Anthony just summed up his whole career being like, me on my worst day with pneumonia could act better than that motherfucker.
And then Anna, the chick that plays Anna is Stefania Girolami Goodwin, but that was Castellari's daughter.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought she did all right, and she was in fucking Super Mario Brothers in '93.
Yeah.
But anyway,
with the same
man,
perm.
Right.
I mean, what do y'all think about this one though, man? Like, Fred Williamson. I gotta mention Fred Williamson. Fuck, like he's probably the standout of the whole fucking movie. Him and Vic Morrow.
Him and Vic, man, 100%, man. I'll tell you this right now, man. Like 100%. Like I've seen a ton of these fucking apocalyptic kind of movies. And especially when you said Escape from New York, especially with that isolation, they've already been ruled out. They're considered no man's land at that point. So, you know, like everybody from the outside's not coming in. That does change the feeling of that movie. But I'm telling you, I think 1990 Bronx Warriors, I'm going to give that shit like a 10 out of 10 all day. Like was, by the time the fucking credits roll on that movie, I already knew it was one of my favorites because my fucking face hurt from fucking smiling at that movie so much. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like, what? You open up that movie and like you said, you're watching guys on roller skates like come out of fucking nowhere as like an ambush. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on here? Well, all right, let's see what happens. And it's great, man. I think that was just the price alone. I haven't seen the other 2 films on it, but the $26 I hocked to get this thing right here just for that first movie on there, that was worth it for me. So I'm hoping the other 2 are even half as fucking good and it's a win-win. But yeah, man. My only downfall is, man, as much as I love Vic and especially Fred Williamson, man, I really wish they would have gave Fred a little bit more of a role to fucking chew on, man. Because you know, it wasn't too long ago, a few years ago, we got a movie called VFW, and we got to see him come back.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and dude, that was like a fucking like one of the best presents at fucking Christmas almost, where you're just like, damn, man, that guy still got the chops.
Yep.
He's on a screen. You're not looking away because you know he's gonna fucking get pissed and elbow somebody in the teeth. So yeah, man, like that was. I just wish he would have been in the film a little bit more.
I was thinking,
Dust Till Dawn, man. I love him from Dust Till Dawn. You know,
Oh yeah, Dust Till Dawn. A lot of people
great,
know him, but he was a filmmaker as well, man. And I was while watching an interview with him. He said if you give him 20 million, he could make. He said he's a low budget filmmaker. He said if you gave him 20 million, he'd make 10 films and give you 10 back. So, you know, he was really into it, but it went through a whole thing, man. He said he was getting ripped off at first. They were only giving him like 3,000 a film and pigeonholing him and shit. And that's why he moved to Italy. He moved to Rome, and he was like, I'm going to set up shop here. Fuck it. You know?
Hey man, good on his part, man. He had the talent, man. Just
tons of blaxploitation. I mean, some of the titles I can't even say, like the names of them.
Right.
Boss.
But yeah, I mean, he's known for Black Caesar, The Hammer. You know. Yeah, I love Fred Williamson, man. He seemed like a dude you want to hang out with, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool.
I have one question before we get any further here. Yeah. The scene where they're having the meeting by the water there, you got the guy impaled on the spike by the water there. Although, you know, they got the Killer Pit gang, everybody shows up. And what's up with the dude playing fucking drums? He just sitting in the fucking chair, beating the hell out of the drums for no reason.
Isn't that
like a ritual?
He just giving it hell.
Dude, that's like Mad Max Fury Road.
What's up with the drums? I can't wait for something to happen. He's just in the background playing drums.
Yeah, man.
Like you see the George Washington Bridge, like right behind him too, and everybody's like rolling up, and this dude's like, he's doing like a 4 count.
You know, you can swim to the Vibrant City from where this place is. You see the cars and everybody right across the river there.
Yeah,
you know, it gets bad enough, fucking just go across the river. You get your job at McDonald's, you'll be all right.
Right.
You know, but here's my other thing about the movie, and like I'm sure I don't know if we're gonna get into this later on, but the gangs that I've seen, you got the Solid Gold Dancer gang.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got the Killer Pimp gang. You got the Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
You know, you got these guys over there. You mean to tell me the New York City fucking task force, the army couldn't take out these motherfuckers and get the island back?
Right.
I mean,
what about
They're
the
just too
scavengers?
savage.
Did you like the scavengers or whatever the fuck?
yeah,
Them
whatever.
motherfuckers?
But, like all that being said, whatever. That you don't need to overthink this movie. You don't need to turn your brain off. This ain't a movie to think about. You need to just go in and just enjoy it for what it is. And if you can do that, you have a good time with it.
Yeah, nothing about it pretentious at all. It's just you know what you're pretty much getting into from the open. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go down a road here where it's just like, god damn, like even if that did look good on paper, fuck, it didn't translate well. But
Right,
that's the joy of it.
Right.
But you know
George
what?
Eastman, man. George Eastman fucking with a fucking, like, he looked like he had a samurai top knot or some shit. That's kind of crazy.
But you
What's
got to
up?
give the movie this, man. It's got, great costume designs,
Oh yeah.
makeup, some cool practical effects. I liked all the filming locations, so this movie's got some stuff going for it. I mean, it really does. And, and I'm sure they didn't have like a huge budget or anything either. So I think they made the most out of what they had.
I love the sound effect, whether you're getting punched,
Yes.
hit with a board. It was the exact same fucking sound. Every
Dude,
time.
it sounded
And that was
it sounded like two swords clinking together, like a sword fight. Every time, like, the metal would hit the wood, it sounded like two swords clinging together. That's
Right.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a fun time, man. I guess we'll do that at the end. I was gonna say, would y'all take this one out of the three, but we'll do that at the end, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I see it's worth a watch for sure. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, just for entertainment value. It's not like Alan said. It's turn your fucking brain off, man. Like this ain't rocket surgery over here, But,
It's one of those movies that could definitely work a lot better, even if you're not even a fan of that genre in particular. But you could probably, if you and a buddy's over one night, you guys are having a couple drinks, put that movie on. If it gets somebody's attention, like y'all are definitely gonna be pointing at some shit and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
it's something to laugh at for sure, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
The spikes coming out of the front wheels of the motorcycle as he glides through two enemies on each side. I was like, dude, this is fucking great.
That was awesome. Yeah.
fucking Vic Morrow had one of the most sinister, evil, bad guy laughs when he's looking down from that big ass hole.
Yeah.
A little over the top, but that was great.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that was the other thing about this movie. Did you guys think that it kind of ends like abruptly, right? It ends super abruptly to me. I was like, damn, that's the end. Like
That's usually how they go, man. That's usually how the Italian films go.
Yeah,
And he's dragging a corpse out with his bike for the
I don't
ending
wanna say
and the
what
credits
the
roll.
final scene was. I don't want to ruin it, but I thought that was a great way to end it.
No, it was a cool ending. I kept waiting. I thought there was going to be like another 10 minutes or something, but it was just I was like, shit.
And there's a sequel to it as well. So I haven't seen it, but
The New Barbarians or Escape from the Bronx, either one of those.
Escape from the Bronx.
Yeah, that's on this release here.
Okay.
I'm gonna check that out.
Dude, we got to talk about the flamethrowers, though, man. Those flamethrowers are badass.
On horseback. On fucking horseback.
Dude, yeah.
Well, we got the mayor. The mayor says, we got the mayor here. He says that one character looked like a bargain basement show enough. Yeah. George Eastman. He did, man. For sure. And I bet the Last Dragon was already out probably when this came out. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he sure as hell looked like show enough. I didn't even think about that shit. What a bad dub on Fred Williams' voice.
For sure.
Love the Pasta Apocalypse Bronx Warriors. Way too entertaining.
Pasta Apocalypse. I like that.
Connie Kong, man. What's going on?
That's a great way to say it, too.
Yeah, man. I wish I would have thought of that shit. I'd have named the fucking stream that shit. But,
So another one of those Italian things too, where we've all went through the westerns and everything else, and you're just wondering God, I mean, the dubs are almost as bad as the fucking Godzilla movies. But then again, you can watch a movie like this and you can kind of tell where the producer and the director was standing on the side, being like, "Don't worry about remembering the fucking lines. We're gonna get that in post production."
right.
Yeah, all right.
That's what Williamson was saying too. He's like, they never fuck. I mean, I've heard it a ton from everywhere, but yeah. They didn't give a shit. Motherfuckers order. He said people would be ordering their coffee and shit, and everybody just be talking while shit's going on, while they're filming. And they didn't give a fuck.
Just imagine you couldn't do that today just because of the fact of the invention of the fucking cell phone. Like you'd see everybody in frame, like fucking looking at their phone or like talking to it or whatever. You're like, man, like that just took me out of this shit.
Right. We got Darren in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Darren?
Up there.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, we got a lot of shit coming up, man. We got it planned out pretty good. We've been scheduling shit, man. So I'm pretty hyped for some of the shit we got going.
I was literally just told like everything's planned until like fucking February 22nd. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm eating for fucking dinner tonight.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be some good shit for sure. Got McConaughey calling, says Trash supposedly was a very effeminate gay man and had trouble acting as a macho tough guy.
Yes,
I think he did okay. Trash isn't the most complex character either. Yeah.
No way. I can't believe that.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Castellari. That's what Williamson was saying too. He said Castellari like made him walk a different way than he usually walked. He said he couldn't have him swishing around and shit.
Don't sashay quite so much.
Yeah, Alan was even saying it like we're standing out over here. You got the biker, especially Fred Williamson game shows up and they're all doing the meeting. And this fucking guy's over playing drums for no reason. When he gets off his bike to go walk over to the car for Fred Williams is that, dude, that fucking walk is like Jesus Christ, man. Like there's some rainbow strutting going on right there, man. It's obvious.
We got Sydney Eubanks in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, Sydney.
Let's see. Allie's in here. Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Allie?
Hey, better late than never.
Yeah, she watched all three of these as well.
Oh, hell. Okay. I wonder what she thought about them.
Yeah.
A fucking trooper. Get her on.
No, she had a really good time too, man. She had fun watching. Well, I won't say which one's her favorite, but she had a good time.
Especially with the female aspect of like some of the shit we watch too. It's easy for them to be like, Jesus Christ, like no wonder why you're retarded because you watch shit like this.
Right. Like, what is this crazy?
Alan's wife would be like, all right, you need to go on to your little fucking dungeon. I'm not watching this shit in my living room. Let's put back on,
too.
put on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, she watched the Warriors of years 2072 with me. And of course she's reading her book on the couch. She's like, what the hell are you watching? And I said, I'm watching some shit for Dirk. Don't judge me.
Blame me. Tash is giving me a fucking eye roll when she walked through the living room, you know. Yeah, she just. But
every time you say something like, "Well, this is just some shit Dirk's got me watching," like Dirk's over there like massaging his ego. He's like, "Fuck yeah, you are."
We got Justin Marino in here. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, I hope I didn't miss nobody, man. I'm trying to pay close attention. High volume videos, sold, cool. Yeah, man.
Hey, like you said, check that shit out. What'd you say? It was Tubi, right? That had pretty much everything we're going to discuss, right?
Yep. Tubi.
Definitely save some money.
All on Tubi, yeah. And I think this one's on YouTube as well. So,
Dirk, I know you're picking up some literature here and there, especially for all the fucking giallo research you and Darren doing all that stuff. But anybody who's into the, especially the post-apocalyptic films like we're discussing, like this one, for example.
Yeah.
I think it's still in print. You could probably get your hands on it. I know they did I think they had some leftover shit in the warehouse. They had just pulled out the middle of this year. But Severin did sell this book right here. And I'm going to tell you, that is a fucking great book. I've had it bookmarked because I had to go through this shit to prepare for all this so I can have a little bit of in-depth. But hardback book, I forgot. It's a Pulse Video they went with as well. And since Diodato had one of the films on here, I had to bring this bitch out too. This ain't just a book on Cannibal Holocaust. It's his entire filmography.
Awesome.
When we get to Raiders of Atlantis.
Yeah, he's got that Cannibal Holocaust. But that one right there that you got, that's cool, man. Yeah.
The film we're discussing, I had it bookmarked for a reason because I had to do a little bit of recapping.
Damn, oh yeah, that's a badass poster too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: for anybody who's digging Severin's physical media releases, Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, you definitely into some literature, and you want to dive a little bit deeper, especially with decent critics who are writing good excerpts. Severin so far has knocked it out of the fucking. They knocked it out of the woods, especially with Pulse Video. I don't think Pulse Video just randomly grabs random assholes to put their opinions on those movies. It's more like, hey, like this was the challenge at the time. This was, of course, the budget that we were forced with, shooting schedules, whatever. It kind of breaks a little bit more of that down. Like you said, Fred Williamson had that whole thing where he's like, look, I'm getting fucking ripped off by these people. I'm getting $3,000 a flick. I'm going to Italy because that's where I'm going to get the most work at and get the most money. You're not going to get that in depth with it because you're not pulling all the creative talent to put these books together. But I would say that the critics that have done their research for this shit isn't just a fucking fly on the wall. Like they got some shit to say. So those books are great.
Hell yeah, man. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I have, man. I've been buying some books, trying to figure more shit out, especially on these old films, man. So that's always cool. But man,
Darren's got like a whole room full of those fucking books just on Giallo, and he's like, I've read all these fucking books like 4 times.
he does, man. And he's got the Diodatos, he's got Klaus Kinski, all kind of shit, like fucking. But
shit, did Kinski have an auto? I'm sorry, we're gonna go off subject a little bit, but Kinski, did he do an autobiography, or is that more just like a critic writer?
There's a biography. I know there's some books on him. I know Troy Howard did one though, Real Depravities, from Troy Howard. So it's pretty good from what Darren was telling me. We'll be doing a stream about Klaus Kinski with Troy Howard later on in February. So
fuck yeah,
that'll be a good one.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, man. So any more thoughts on the Bronx Warriors?
Did anybody dig to see what the budget was for his film? Like the per se actual budget?
I didn't. No.
I didn't.
What does everybody feel like maybe the budget would have been for this film on its best day?
I would say maybe $100,000, some shit like that.
$100,000. Okay.
Yeah, I would say
come on, Dirk.
I
mean, going by Fred Williamson, he said he could make 10 films for no, that's wrong. He said he could make 10 for $10 million. That's right.
Yeah, but it's all about when he said that. We have this thing called inflation.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, it's fair enough. Well, like we know, like our lead right there, like you said, Trash. Pretty much, man. This guy was definitely not an actor. They just kind of put him in off the street out of 2,000 guys because of what he looked the best and he was built the best. So,
right,
probably paid them exactly the same.
Another thing Fred said that about Castellari now, he said that he was a lot like Roger Cohen, like Corman, I think, is who he's talking about. But he said Castellari was more he was fine with where he's at. He wasn't interested in being Roger Corman, that's who I was trying to say. He wasn't interested in being this big, huge director. He was just fine where he was at in Italy, doing these lower budget films. So, but
the legacy he's left behind.
But yeah, man. I guess we'll get on to the next one, man. Unless y'all got anything else y'all want to add to it,
No.
Alan, did you even give this a rating?
Who, me?
Yeah. Y'all can give it a rating.
I'll give it man, it's a tough one to rate because there's things about it that are ridiculous. There's things about it that are awesome, but I still think about the movie hours after watching it. So for that alone, I'm going to give it. I'll probably agree with Dirk. 7 out of 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What you got, Anthony? Where'd you stand on it?
I'll go. Man, I did have a good time with it, but like Alan said, there's kind of like some really silly, goofy things, and especially the lead actor, that Trash guy. But then you got to appreciate it just for what it's giving you too, right? Because it's funny, and it's, you know what I mean. It's still like a fun watch, like overall, especially what they do with the low budget and everything. So I don't know. I'd probably go like a 6 out of 10 for me. I think.
Nice, Dirk. You said 7 out of 10, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. Since Allie watched it with you, I kind of want to see what Allie says about, especially.
She said,
yeah.
She said right here. She said, I would happily revisit these movies with Anthony, especially 1990, The Bronx Warriors and Warriors of the Year 2072. Had the most fun with those. Warriors of the Year 2072 was my favorite.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We got Magic Hands in here. What's going on?
Hey, Magic.
Yeah, man. You got Garrett in here. What's happening, man?
Hey,
What's up, Garrett?
And yeah. So I guess we'll get on to the Atlantis Interceptors or the Raiders of Atlantis, whichever you prefer.
And this is where UK Anthony just woke up, like his alarm went off as soon as you said that, and he's like, "Who's talking about that?"
I know a lot of people are gonna think
You
that,
fuck, look, it could be a pile of shit out of somebody's asshole.
Nice. One more time, Dirk. Give it another spin. Let's just.
You fuck, look, it could be a pile of shit out of somebody's asshole.
oh Lord have mercy. But
All of you will be executed.
yeah, man. We're getting into some of that shit. So, 1983, man. Raiders of Atlantis. Rosario Diodato. Holy shit. Cannibal Holocaust. Most famous for that. He couldn't get no work after he did Cannibal Holocaust. Like no producers wanted to touch him, man. But he was he gave a big shout out to Edmondo Amati. He's like, that dude, it was like the only producer that had balls and didn't give a shit, you know, like, and he told him he wanted to make this movie. So he sent him to the Philippines. And so he met with the first lady of the Philippines, and she wanted to make movies. So she had all the money, all the resources and all that shit. And Diodato was like, look, everything's great, you know, but you don't have the actors. So he had to go back to Rome and he got his own actors and shit and then came back. But it's funny because like he was talking about he'd be walking by and stuntmen would be doing stunts and shit, trying to impress him and shit, like trying to get a role in the film. And but they took him to a location from Apocalypse Now. So some of the jungle locations are in Apocalypse Now and shit. But nah, man, this one here, I like this one a lot. It's a fun ass movie, dude. It's a nonstop action. I mean, the plot, I mean, whatever, you know, it's fucking all over the place. It's like they threw up everything but the kitchen sink, or they might have included that shit too. But no, it's
if you watch this movie for the first time, every time Washington corrects Mike on what his name is, and he says it's Muhammad, take a fucking shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says it a lot at the beginning, right? And then as the film goes on, then he just stops saying it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
and man, the bad guys in this movie, the guys coming after him, they don't like. They remind me of like fucking from Road Warrior, Humongous, but like they're going to a fucking Kiss concert.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, what's up with the fucking makeup, man? It's like before they go into battle, they got to do their little makeup, their eyelashes. I mean,
spot on, man. Yeah, 100%.
So basically, man, I'll mention I'll give a brief synopsis on the film. All right, so you got some mercenary war vets, Mike and Wash, aka Muhammad. They rescue some folks who were abandoned in the middle of the ocean. Turns out it's a team trying to raise a Russian submarine, but they get to land. Then they have to face some MadMax reject-looking Atlanteans.
Yeah, yep.
You know, but yeah, I was kind of confused on that shit though, right? Like, there's a guy he goes into, like, when the shit goes down, he goes into like this special little safe thing that he's got. It looks like he's got an Allen wrench. And he opens it up and he pulls out this glass skull thing and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Was this dude like what did y'all get from that? Like,
it was like almost like a preceptor was set in place right before the submarine was raised, right? Because we saw that scene right before they unearthed the submarine and brought it to the surface. But you know, as soon as they unearth it, so to speak. But one of my favorite fucking scenes is where like the husband and wife is coming out of their house. And it looks like they're in Florida, for fuck's sakes, like some random like subdivision, but it's actually an island. And she's like, "Oh, like the storm looks really bad. I think we should go back inside." And she gets a fucking dart like right in her artery. And I'm like, "Where are we going from here?"
Yeah, man. Here we go, man. Since you mentioned it, I'll go ahead and do it. Fuck it. Here we go.
Oh shit!
What's happening? George, let's go back inside. George, let's go back home.
Mary! Mary! Mary!
Good God! Is that an island? Goddamn island!
No more blood! No more blood!
I didn't want to kill.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, here we go.
We have come back to the world that has always been ours. You have no place in it. All of you will be executed.
Mike, help me. I'm scared. Mike.
That fucking movie just oozes UK Tony, right? Like if Tony was stuck in a situation where he had to like babysit like other people's kids, they'd be like, "Well, we want to watch Teletubbies." He's like, "Nah, fuck that. I got something else better."
In the theater, that Christopher Connolly looked like Charlton Heston's second cousin, alcoholic cousin, or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, he's trying hard to be Charlton Heston in that movie.
But man, what a badass Mike is at that fucking age, right? Like that guy's got some age on him, but man, like he is holding up beat through this whole movie. Like he's fucking hopping walls,
How
fucking
you like
climbing
how he
down
enters
wires.
that one fucking where that jukebox is? How you like how he entered that shit?
Dude,
That was actually my favorite scene of the whole movie. That was the coolest shot. When they walk in and the fucking they kind of pulled back, you see the body. That was the coolest shot of the whole movie to me.
Whenever you heard what was playing on the jukebox, anybody else like kind of mind going to gutter and be like, "What are they saying in that song?" Swear if I was the only person, I was like, I gotta put those words together a little bit. And it sounds like this.
Dude, that scene where they're in the ship and they're like pretending like the waves are hitting them and they're like, that had me. I was laughing my ass off at that.
Yeah.
That was a really funny scene. Because you
I
can
love
tell.
I love the scene where the helper guy Manuel, he like loses his shit and he takes the bitch hostage at the front of the boat, and he's like, "I kill you! I kill you!"
I had to go back, man, because I was like thinking about it. I was like, damn, where the hell was that shit at? That one part, you know? But anyway, I got a little. Here it is.
Barbara!
It's like the worst dummy ever.
Barbara's gone.
Oh
Like
man, that's a keeper, man, for sure, man. That's a keeper.
The obnoxious part of that shit too is where they start loading up the gas arrows with like all the toxic gas on it, and they're shooting them inside and shit.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to get the arrows unstuck from the wall, but there's guys just like standing around covering their mouths with their hands, being like, "Don't breathe it in." Like, come on, man.
I mean, you got George Hilton in here as a wimpy professor type dude. You know, you got Ivan Razumov. He's like these are like Giallo legend guys. You know. He's a mercenary. He's a good guy, I guess. He's a chopper pilot or whatever. I mean, and the one chick, man, I'm blanking on her fucking name. But her name's Joya Scola. No, the only reason I'm even mentioning her is because we just covered a film she was in called Obsession, Taste for Fear, and she was in like Too Beautiful to Die. But in Obsession, like there's like full frontal of her in Obsession, Taste of Fear. Anybody curious? But anyway, Deodato shit on her though. He's constantly having to tell her what to do, and she didn't follow direction very well. So he said she was
Sounds
beautiful.
But sounds like Argento's complaints with all of his female leads.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, the guy that plays Wash, though, Tony King, man, he's been in a ton of shit. He's in Shaft. He was Davies in Shaft. Hell Up in Harlem. Hell Up in Harlem. He was in that one. It says he's in Cannibal Apocalypse. I don't remember. He was Tom.
John Saxon, right?
Huh?
That was the John Saxon movie, right? Cannibal Holocaust? No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of
Apocalypse. Yeah, that's
Cannibal
right.
Apocalypse. Yeah.
That's it. That's what it is. Yeah. I was mixing them up. My bad.
You're good.
But yeah, that's a fun one too, man. Cannibal Apocalypse.
It's Code Red, I think, who would put those Blu-rays out we snagged off of the Kino site. That was like, 2 years ago when we was going crazy for that shit?
And then they put it out on 4K. Kino did. So
Yeah. It was one of their 4K announcements. That was like the cult Kino line, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right. I just got the blue and kept it. I was like, well, whatever.
Blue's good enough. Don't need that movie in 4K particularly.
But no, man, this one goes all over the damn place. This one here does. It's it's kind of like you get the vibes of starts out in Miami, so you get the it plays that music and shit, and it's getting you kind of in the mood for that kind of shit, and then it shifts. I would say this is not as sci-fi. This one ain't. There's a couple.
The end definitely takes you for a fucking loop, especially from look at from the perspective, like when we first turn it on, like you said, it's two mercenaries, like two buddy mercenaries,
right?
And they're pretty much just showing what their day job is up front, like for exchange of cash. And then all of a sudden, not too long later, which I think this movie is only about maybe an hour and 32 minutes at most. Like we're getting close to the end, and we're seeing a dome literally close over an island that you can't get back into because they have somehow resurrected the lost city of Atlantis.
It's going to go back down in the ocean or whatever.
And you played that clip where she's like sitting there fucking around with like that diamond, that little teleporter station thing that she's fucking with. You're just like, Jesus Christ, like that whole set cost like $26.
Right. Yeah. But yeah,
I got to shout out the composers though for the score.
Okay.
You got Guido De Angelis and you got Maurizio De Angelis. So I guess they're brothers.
The Angelis brothers. Yeah.
The De Angelis brothers. And dude, they killed it with the score. I thought the music was really good.
It is. Really is.
And yeah, I dug it.
The opening song is what was that? It was Black. Jesus Christ! It was like I saw the credits roll across, and it was like something onions, but it's Black Inferno. Black Inferno is the name of the song, and I just can't remember the group. But I remember the groups have names like having onions in it, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this song's a banger, man! Like you already know what kind of movie you're into whenever it's just going over like the Miami Ocean, and they're playing that song. You're like, all right, man, like, ooh.
I believe also the Deodato had a couple cameos in the movie. He was the colonel who hires Michael Washington, and the assistant on the oil rig who tells Saunders that the chopper's coming in. That was Deodato, the director, making a couple little cameos.
Yeah. I showed him in that clip right at the beginning. You seen him in the yellow.
Yeah.
That's Deodato for sure. But yeah, man, love Deodato, man. Gotta love him. I mean, he's done. I mean, you got Cannibal Holocaust. You got House by the Edge of the Park, which is the two massive ones for me, anyway.
Yep.
Then you got Body Count, right? Believe. Shit.
I'm not sure, man. As I was like doing a little bit of prep, though, I was going through his whole filmography right there for that book that was put out by Fab Press and Severin. And man, I can tell you right now, like to me, going through all the movies that he had done, it almost seems like Deodato was that person who would like, let's say you took an idea and you wrote it on a Post-it and you just stuck a bunch of Post-its all over the room. Somebody literally would like turn the lights out and he'd throw a dart and whatever it landed on, that was the next movie he'd make.
Right.
And it just always fucking feels like that to me, especially like we got Cannibal Holocaust, gruesome as hell. House by the Edge of the Park's like, no, they're not eating each other, but Jesus Christ, there's a lot of rape going on. And then you get this movie where it's like,
and he even said,
Christ.
He even said that he thought House by the Edge of the Park was his most disturbing. He thought it was
think
more
it's-
disturbing than Cannibal Holocaust.
I actually like House by the Edge of the Park better than I like Cannibal Holocaust, man. I still think that's Deodato's my favorite movie. And I haven't seen all of his movies, but
Yeah,
for the bunch that I have seen, yeah, man, that movie.
Cut and Run's a fun one too, though.
Cut and
Have y'all
Run.
seen that one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1985 Cut and Run, man.
I'm trying to think of what's the guy's name that was like very deformed. The Hills Have Eyes guy. Like he lived under the nuclear
Michael
radiation.
Berryman. Michael
Yeah,
Berryman.
Michael Berryman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in that as well, man. Plays a great fucking part in that movie, man.
Yep. Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man is another good one. It's a Policio Teskey from Deodato. Pretty decent one. But yeah, man. I mentioned Ivan Mrazimov, which he's been in all the Martino films and like tons of shit, man. Man from Deep River, the very first cannibal film from Umberto Lenzi. You got Michele Suave in this bitch too. Fucking playing like he was an assistant for Deodato. He was an assistant for Argento. You know Michele Suave is, right? Like
He
Cemetery
did that
Man.
on Cemetery Man, yeah. Della Morte, or whatever.
Yeah, he was in City. He was also an actor before he became a director. So he's in City of Living Dead. He's a dude who gets his brain smashed out, like pulled out in the car. Was
he like a protege for Argento or Fulci?
Was that?
Was he considered to be like a protege of either like Argento or Fulci or something like that?
Yeah, he was a understudy for Argento and Deodato.
Deodato, okay.
And I think not Lindsay, but I think he was for Lamberto Bava as well. But yeah, Cemetery Man, The Church, The Sect, Stage Fright, all those are his films. And then he's in Demons as well. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Right there, man.
Fucking bangers, man. Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Trying to see.
But this film was pretty cool too, with the use of like miniatures and everything as well. I always love seeing like miniatures and stuff.
Get blown up and shit.
Yeah, it just always takes me back, man. I don't know. I like that kind of stuff. I mean, I know it's a little cheesy looking or whatever, but I don't know. There's something about it I dig because I love those like practical effects and stuff. And all those Mazel Tov cocktails being tossed around, man, that was badass.
Yeah. Well, man, when he's lighting them when they kiss him before he throws them. He's like, just let him throw it.
Yeah, they were having fun, man. They had fun killing people and shit. And I was like, holy shit. But
He throws a dozen in like a minute.
Yeah.
And Deodato said
Camps like a motherfucker out there too, man. They're shooting people left and right in this movie. There's tons of action.
Yeah, he said he packed on the shootouts because there wasn't much of a plot.
They were fun, man. It was fun. Yeah. I like the shootouts.
Deodato's like he don't understand that this this film has a big fan base, but he said he'll never understand it, but whatever, Yeah.
You look at the front cover, like that is a great prop gun, like for this movie, and they do show it. Of course, our main mic actually takes hold of it. But if you notice, for like the first hour of this movie, that gun doesn't really come out. Like the most gunplay we get to see is double barrel shotguns, and if you notice, they're shooting like 8 or 9 shots before they break the barrel to reload. And I'm just like, yes,
yeah. And those were probably Benelli shotguns,
Of course.
I'm imagining, but shit, dude. I don't really know how you can't really go too deep into these films. I mean, they're just
there's fun. There's fun action movies.
Fun ass, yeah.
Now, what Anthony said, like you got to respect the miniature play on this too, because like you look at something like the original The Blob, where miniatures were just like notorious for that movie, because that's really the only thing they really practiced in that movie.
Right.
Then you look at this, like whether it's the raising of the submarine or them blowing up a ship. There's a long sequence where they stretch out the ship monologue. And you're like, Jesus Christ, like, for a fact, it's just a ship and a bowl of water and they're blowing a fan on it.
Yeah.
Right. You seen the submarine when they're raising
little two little wires.
It's like sticks or whatever, pulling it up. I was like, hell yeah. Fucking great.
Great, man. Gotta love it.
But let's see. All right. Let's see. Trying to catch the chat. Oh, that actor ended up converting to Islam in real life. Yeah, he's talking about Tony King. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But them flying around them flying around, in the helicopter and stuff, that was kind of giving me like Dawn of the Dead vibes as well, like the original.
Right.
Getting a little bit of vibes of that too.
And Connolly did his own stunts. That was really him on that helicopter.
Oh wow, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
No
They couldn't
shit.
afford a stunt double. They're like, get your ass up there, Connolly.
Yeah. He said he didn't mind. They did. I said he didn't mind doing it. He said he was a little scared, but he didn't mind doing it.
Only thing they had to do was like prep him one extra sandwich on.
They
the
probably
fucking
gave him
catering that
another
day.
paycheck for, that stunt man. Like, so he's like, fuck yeah, I'll do that shit. But let's see. Allie said that crystal skull mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
As soon as I saw him, actually, because like you said, we see the mask actually getting pulled out of like this safe kind of thing. But as soon as we see the car pull into the street for the first time, we finally get that close up. I was like, man, is that Dolph Lundgren under that fucking mask? Because it looks like it a little bit. And I was like, there's no way they couldn't afford him.
Right. That Tony King, though, he did change his name to Malik Farrakhan. So, yeah. Yeah.
He does some shit.
He was in a bunch of shit, man. So, a lot of these kind of like Fred Williamson, like in a lot of these B-rated movies or whatever. And blaxploitation and stuff. Let's see.
Somebody like Diodato, man, like that dude has some fucking serious balls, man. Like the movies he makes, man, Jesus Christ. That could you imagine him trying to pitch his new movie idea to whatever production studio that's about to finance him? Like that, those meetings had to be brutal. There's no way all of them went smooth.
Right. And my wife's saying, hey, Anthony from Grayson, his favorite YouTuber.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Shout out to
That's what Grayson says, man.
He watched all my
he said Anthony's his favorite.
I appreciate
Sorry,
it.
man.
Thank you, Grayson. I do. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
Let's see. The picture quality of these clips is so much better than the one Anthony and I watched on TV.
Oh, man. I'll tell you right now, the quality of this movie Tubi was garbage. You got to watch the Severin release, man. Or the Blu-ray that you guys get, whatever you got. Just get the Severin release. Just do that. Don't watch it on Tubi because it is rough, man. Really rough.
She's talking about the fake head.
The fake head.
I'm kind of behind a little bit. I am behind in this chat. Hold on.
The fake head that gets the arrow through it.
Yeah. Elephant Harlem is great.
Yeah.
Texas says. Okay. Yeah. Oliver Onions.
Oliver Onions. There you go. Yeah. It's the name of the band who did the song.
What a name.
Fucking yeah. Black. Shit. I don't forgot what the hell is he talking about. The opening song of Black Inferno for the opening of the film.
Right. Yeah, he's saying they made some bangers. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye, my friend from Street Law is a great song by them. Okay. We'll be covering that Street Law soon, man. I think he worked for D'Amato too. Yeah, makes sense. D'Amato he did that in game, so that like that book you had, that cover on that book, that's for in game, right? D'Amato.
Yeah. I was going to ask, man, like not to change the subject, but I saw Alan hold up a little bit ago, and you didn't reference this again. Is this the same Street Law?
That's the one. That's
Franco Nero, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I think this is
He got a slip. I got the one you got, Johnny.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Yep.
I think that Code Red one, I think that's probably about 10 plus years old at this point. I don't know. Who knows? Probably when Banana Man was definitely still churning out titles there for Code Red.
John Walsh says,
that's the reversible of the Street Law.
Okay. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
John Walsh says, I remember being surprised watching in ATV English Hong Kong channel back in 86 at midnight Saturday, showing the new Barbarians with English dubbing and Chinese language dubs. Movie was hilarious. Awesome.
I can't wait to get to it, man. Like, have any of y'all seen the Escape from the Bronx or the new Barbarians that was added on to that? I'm assuming it's got a tie-in to do with the first film, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so. At least the second one, though.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Steve Mayer says, greetings.
Hey, Steve.
Telling everybody what's going on, brother.
Steve.
While not exactly post-apocalypse, 1990, The Bronx Warriors is a classic, including Part 2. Still love the soundtrack. Cool.
Fuck yeah.
Rats Knights of Terror is quite funny. Love the Napoleon costume on one of the protagonists. And that's a Bruno Mattei post-apocalyptic with fucking rats. Have you ever seen that one?
Dirk, I still have the 88 films one. I got a Anthony Tony over in the UK sent me the 88 films, the slipcover Blu-ray one. Whenever they first popped that thing out, I believe, man, it's still sealed over there. And I think y'all like it's like the fourth time I've heard that movie now get brought up. Somebody just did a 4K of that, didn't they? Is that why it keeps getting brought up?
Severn did, I think, right?
Of Rats, that's right. They did announce it for the pre-Black Friday shit. Yep. Okay.
Love Street Law, classic. I have the UK one. Awesome.
God,
All right, man. I caught over the chat. Shit, was there anything else y'all want to mention on this one? Like I said, these aren't big, heavy-handed plots and complicated. This is just.
I will say I'll give this one a. If I gave the last one a 7 out of 10, I'll probably give this one a 6 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit less, but I still enjoyed it.
Okay. Okay. I was like, to me, this one had more action though. Like, but that's about all it had, right? It's like fucking.
It did. It was just some of the charms of the other one, whatever, just kind of more memorable, more of the fun, a little bit more fun.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, Raiders definitely had more action in it for sure. But
dude, Mike and Muhammad was just all about stomping ass through this whole fucking hour and 32 minutes.
Hell yeah, man! They're just beating the fuck out of everybody.
Would you say, Alan? You gave it what? Just a little bit lower than
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 for Bronx Warriors. Dirk, where you stand at on it?
I might give this one probably a 7.5 out of 10. I think I like it a little more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just like all the damn action and I mean just shit like this. I mean this one right here, like that clip you was talking about with the chick gets stabbed in the neck.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's that shit, and then of course the fucking.
Barbara! God, love that shit. Anthony, where you stand at on it?
Dude, you know what? The camaraderie between Muhammad and Mike, I thought that was fantastic. I really like both those actors. For all the action, the miniatures, the fights, all that shit, the bow and arrows, the mazel tov, cocktails, and all that shit. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10 on this one. I liked it. I liked it better than Bronx Warriors. Yeah, I'll go 7.
Cool.
Curious to see what Allie thinks of as well, since she watched all of them with you as well. I want to know if she actually preferred this one over 1990, the Bronx Warriors, compared to this, because this is definitely like the more, I would say, is a little bit more testosterone driven than Bronx Warriors, because we got the fucking such a feministic lead for fucking trash in the last movie. So I'm kind of curious where she lays on that one right there. But myself, I definitely I love the hell out of it. But yeah, if I take my pick between two, Bronx Warriors is definitely gonna get that 10 out of 10 for me. Like I said, my fucking face hurt by the time the credits rolled, because I was just like going, Jesus Christ, like how did this become reality? But Raiders of Atlantis, it's right there behind it, man. Like that's a fucking Severn movie through and through, like all the way. I give it 8 out of 10 any day of the week.
There we go.
Yeah. Cool. Shit. Well, yeah, man. Now we're getting to the meat. Lucio Fulci's Warriors of the Year 2072, or Rome 2033, the Fighter Centurions, or the New Gladiators, or Rome 2072.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, right before we get started. Sorry, man. Right before we even get started on this one, I know you guys definitely just watched this. It's all fresh on your mind. When I first watched this, Dirk, me and you were doing something where we were not only watching, man, I think it was like a lot of the Bava films, but we had also kind of splurged on some Fulci films.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think I got this right after the Fulci documentary that Severn had done. So this one's definitely not fresh on my mind. So you guys are going to definitely have to catch me up to speed on that, because it's been a hot minute. I didn't get a chance just to put this on like a day or two before we went balls out on it, but I definitely do remember some clips from this movie.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's not again, this is not a big intricate plot or anything, but this is more in the line of the Running Man, but it's before the Running Man, but it's not before the book. So like there's big debate. Fulci said it was his idea. Then he went back in another interview. He said it wasn't his idea. He gave the credit to Sacchetti. Sacchetti said it was his idea. So I'm thinking it was Sacchetti and his wife, Alyssa Brigante, is the ones who come up with the idea. But
So was it just an act of taking blame for like any kind of criticism that was going on at the time for it? Maybe it was
I think Fulci was pissed at Sacchetti because in the interview he calls him a snake and he calls him hateful and shit. And so Fulci was supposed to direct Blast Fighter, and Sacchetti like kind of betrayed Fulci from what I understand what Fulci was saying, and he went with Lamberto Bava and made Blast Fighter.
Gotcha.
So this, of course, is directed by Lucio Fulci.
Yep.
The screenplay is by Sacchetti and his wife, Alyssa Brigante. Fulci had something to do with the writing as well, and a guy named Cesar Frugani, which, you know, anybody knows who that is, let me know. But Roman Authority has a new gladiator tournament to the death on channel WBS. The futuristic warrior criminals, or these futuristic warrior criminals, duel on motorcycles. The head of programming, Cortez, is desperate for higher ratings and envies the American show Kill Bike. With his star champion, Drake. Strangely, Drake's wife is murdered by 3 men, and he is charged with their murders. Now WBS has their new star for the new and improved gladiator games to begin. So that's kind of like, you know, hopefully that made sense.
Basically, it's
Running Man vibe.
Running Man. It's Running Man, people.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
It's like the Running Man. What else would it be like?
I was just thinking Running Man all day, man. It felt like from the very get-go, I was like, oh, Running Man. But this came out before the Running Man, but it came out after the book that was written by Stephen King.
And Sacchetti says, and that's another thing, Fulci and Sacchetti both said they didn't read that book.
Oh, wow. Fair.
Fulci said he never read any of Stephen King's books because he knew they would all become films. He knew that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll tell you, man, if you just
I don't know. Who knows, though? They might have fucking read the shit. You know?
Is that like Brian De Palma swearing up and down he never seen an Argento film whenever he fucking Dressed to Kill?
Right. No fucking way, dude.
No way.
Or Martino, because there's some scenes like that elevator scene. I've seen that in a lot of different gialli. It's very close to like a Martino. I think it's Strange Vice it's got to be Strange Vice and Mrs. Ward, I believe.
Oh, Sergio Martina. Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not trying to stray. So this is like the furthest in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're in the year 2024. If you're going by the 2033 title, man, we got a long fucking way to go. That's what
2072, right?
Yeah, 2072. But there's another title called 2033.
Gotcha.
So like it's fucking what, less than 10 years away?
Yeah, man, we're gonna be there.
Right.
I think there's a 2079 one that says 2079 in the title too, even further in the future.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, one of the titles is something 2079.
Oh,
so I guess when they were like putting together the title of what they were actually going to call this film, be like, no, you're not far enough into the future. No, let's go a little bit further.
Right. I know Fulci was pissed off though. He wanted like the production design. He wanted there to be like glass fucking domes and shit for the buildings instead of what they got. He was pissed off about how the miniatures looked and shit.
Right.
And I guess speaking of which, man, I'll go ahead and show the clip to what I got so people can kind of figure out what they're getting into. Here we go.
What's happening?
That's the wrong one. My bad. Holy shit. I'll find it. Here it is.
Is proud to present this 5 of the world's top kill fighter contest. Look at the control these
Intruders in the house. Intruders on the property.
What do you want? Don't touch me! No!
They kill!
You broke the rule. That was really stupid.
Never underestimate Sam. He thinks of everything.
Who is going to be the first to fall and fry?
When you hit the floor, you'll sizzle like fried eggs. Van Hagen grabs a lance and turns to face a double. There in the middle, his partner Sonic is out of the fight for sure. At the end of 2 clashes, a nasty way to go.
Fucking jousting on motorcycles. What was the Romero film where he also pulled the same shit with Thomas Savini?
Knight Rider.
Not right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
And then Jared Martin, the main star of this Drake guy, damn, he looks like fucking what's his nuts, whatever, from fucking goddamn Rollerball, James Caan.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, it's a lot like James Caan.
Yeah, you could say this is kind of like Rollerball too, right? In a way.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like,
and I'm gonna go ahead and just start right off the bat and say this is my least favorite of the 3. And I mean, it's cheesy as fuck, whatever. It does have a really cool soundtrack. That music that plays over and over, it gets you your fucking head. Kind of like a Killer Clowns. It gets you your fucking head after a while, which is really cool music. But it's something about a movie that has a fake sport like Rollerball. I love James Caan. I thought I would love that movie. Didn't like it because, I mean, I'm a big football guy, that kind of thing. Watching a movie that's got a fake sport, I have a hard time. My brain has a hard time really giving a shit. And something about that, this movie kind of permeated just like the Rollerball. I didn't quite like it so much because of that. Now I did like Running Man, but that was more because it was Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
Right.
But this movie here just didn't resonate with me as much as the other 2. I ain't gonna say the other 2 really did because I'm not a fucking psychopath. The other 2 were fun, but this movie here, whatever, it was the bottom of the totem pole for me out of these 3 films. Still had a good time with it, some parts of it, but it's gonna drop a little bit for me. So just to go and get that out there before we start.
yeah.
Alan, you saying that you didn't care for Rollerball, man? UK Tony was going to rewatch this, and he's going to be like, man, I should have been there, man. I'd have dropped some knowledge on him.
Oh, I
know. Let's see. Yeah, man, it's there's a couple, like, this might be my least favorite as well, surprisingly to a lot of people, but out of these 3 anyway. But it's got some good scenes, like that, the scene where the wife's getting killed or whatever.
Yeah,
that's probably the best scene.
the whistling and all that stuff was really creepy. I like that.
These
Shot
creepy
very-
ass dudes whistling and shit, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like a giallo though. This one is really like you don't know.
Dirk, with all the Fulci films that you've seen, though, man, like honestly, do you really think like Fulci was definitely at the helm of making all the decisions for this movie?
No, that's the thing. Like the producers had a lot of control on this one, so
Gotcha.
It didn't go down. It didn't go down.
And it was kind of like passing the blame, but still, though, man, like this is a little bit too far fetched though for Fulci, for my taste. I mean, look at all the shit we've already watched from Fulci. Like Alan even held up Zombie Flesh Eaters. Take that movie and compare it to this one. That shit's like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely his lower tier, I'd say, for sure. I still had fun with it though. I'm glad I got it. Like, there's a ton of shit on this. You want to hear Fulci bitch? It's great. He's got some fucking several interviews on here where he's bitching about Sacchetti, and it's some good shit, man.
Everybody's running to Severn right now to order that because they're like, yeah, like Dirk says, like Fulci's on there talking shit about everybody.
Yeah, man, he don't give a fuck either, man. Like
Those are the best.
Sacchetti's on there talking shit too. So
Yeah. Those are the best.
Yeah.
I love directors that just don't give a fuck and they'll just say exactly what comes to their mind. And just like, oh, this guy sucks. I hate this guy. This chick was a pain in the ass.
And the Italians are known for it, man. They will shit all over each other. They don't care. They
I don't know if you guys remember this, but Family Guy back in the day made a joke of it, and it was when TV DVD box sets were like really hitting at that time. Cheers had put out like their whole complete collection box set of all the seasons, and it turns out like some of the fans were going through the commentaries and listening to shit. Dude, all those actors fucking hated each other on that set, and they're all in the commentaries talking shit like about people's personal lives, their marriages, bankruptcies, fucking scandalous divorces and cheating and shit. And you're like, damn, like I'm surprised even the network was whoever produced those DVDs was just like, we should probably cut some of this shit out.
Right.
Damn, you made me want to get that box set just for the comments.
Just listen exactly. To it, right? Yeah, but it caused such a fucking a big thing for actually it was Stewie and Brian on Family Guy actually was making jokes about that fucking box set in a Family Guy episode, and I was like, damn, like word gets out fast.
But man, it's this one here though, like it's like you got Casanelli in it. Claudio Casanelli. So he died in 1986. He was making Hands of Steel with Sergio Martino. He died in a helicopter crash in that film. So he's the guy that's playing Cortez, the main baddie in the movie. Yeah. But he's been in a ton of shit. He's been in like The Case of the Scorpion's Tail.
Isn't that odd? That's two acts of talent right there. We've got Dead between 3 movies right there. Because Vic Morrow, of course, with Twilight Zone.
Both in helicopter.
Yeah.
That is kind of weird. Yeah. So he was in like what have they done to your daughters? Suspicious Death of a Minor, Slave of the Cannibal God. You ever saw that one?
Yep. Code-red release.
Yeah. Murder Rock. He's in Murder Rock too. Another Fulci. And which I mentioned, Hands of Steel. Rest in peace. 1986, man. Bad deal. But he's a great actor. But you said you didn't really remember too much on this one?
Even when you played that clip back there, I was looking at it and I was like, Jesus Christ, man, I definitely should have popped this in right before we went in here because I was looking at some of the scenes and I was like, damn, man, like, I probably should have revisited this one instead of watching some of the other shit.
Right. Let's see.
But Alan hasn't broke down that great soundtrack CD that he keeps in his truck from this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the case here. Probably stay in the case here.
Let's see. You got the advertising angle, like, so there's a scene where, and it's got the chick from The Beyond.
Yeah.
That played Emily. Cynthia. No, it's not Cynthia. What the hell's her name? I got it down here somewhere. I can't believe. I want to say Cynthia DePonte, but that ain't right. I don't believe that's right. That's the chick from like Manhattan Baby and shit. But anyway, the blind chick that's in The Beyond. She's there's a scene with a pendulum swinging back and forth, and it cuts in her neck. Fucking great scene, man.
Yeah.
Like, but you could tell like Fulci was making another film while he was making this film. He was trying to get all the money. Like I think he was in a bind or some shit. So that's what Sacchetti was saying. He was saying that he was just not really 100% focused in this film, and it shows. It kind of shows.
What was the film Sacchetti was making while Fulci was helming this one?
No, Fulci was making 2.
Blast Fighter in this, right?
No, Fulci was making 2 films.
Okay.
That's what he was saying. Sacchetti was saying that's why this one don't look as good. He said there's some good shots, but you can kind of see that not as much love. He didn't give as much love to this one. And it kind of shows.
Gotcha.
You know, I kind of agree with that though. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. Anything y'all want to mention on this one?
For me, this one was like, I really liked some of the stuff at the beginning, and then the action at the end was cool, but it was kind of like the middle chunk. I wish that instead of staying in that like kind of prison that they were in, I wish that it had been more like Running Man, where there was more action going on and they were outside doing things and stuff instead of being like held captive the entire time and kind of trying to figure out a way to get out and all that kind of stuff. I wish that it had been more like them fighting for their lives outside, because it took a long ass time before they went back outside to actually, compete and, fight for their freedom and everything. I'm like, damn, man, are they ever gonna go back out there? Because they show some of that at the beginning, but then there's just this long gap where they're just kind of chilling, in their like prison that they're in and everything. They're just they keep trying to escape and they keep getting caught and all that stuff, and just kind of takes a while. But that scene though, where they're having like those like projections, whatever, of like, to try to,
it's all strobe light flashing,
strobe light effects,
yeah,
to try to, make them like enraged right before they're getting ready to compete and stuff, to get them as angry as they can and everything. When they're doing that and they have like the 3 guys show up that like, killed his wife, and like 2 of them are smiling, and then you got the other guy just kind of creepily standing there, and got that strobe light effect. I thought that was really well shot, man. I love that. That was creepy.
So were they purposely like triggering like epileptic seizures and shit right before the rumble starts?
Yeah, you see where the dude's all like doing like that and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was
nice.
I thought that was kind of cool. That whole what they were doing there.
What did y'all think about Howard Ross, though, man? And if y'all didn't notice who that was, it's the guy that plays Raven, the head asshole that looks like a Nazi,
Oh, yeah.
He's Two Fingers in New York Ripper.
Yep.
Howard Ross.
He did a good job again, man. He did a good job. I thought, all right.
Yeah, I think he's one of the standouts of the film. You got Fred Williamson in this one again.
Yep.
Al Cliver is a Fulci regular. I mean, Cliver was saying that he mainly did films for it was mainly for Fulci and Joe D'Amato. And he said when they quit doing films, that's when he quit acting. But I mean, he's been in a ton of shit, dude. The Devil Hunter, Zombie 2 is what he's mostly known for. The Mondo Cannibal, Black Emmanuel. He was in Black Emmanuel, White, AKA Smooth Velvet. It's Black White Emmanuel, right? I think that's the one.
Sounds like interracial porn.
Smooth Velvet, Raw Silk, Waves of Lust. Murder Rock, Demonia was his last film. He was in The Beyond. And he was also in The Black Cat. He's Fulci's Black Cat. So, but yeah, man, Al Cliver, man, he's the guy that's like, if you listen to him talk now, he's real hoarse. Like something happened in his throat when he speaks. So I don't know what that's about. But he's the guy that's getting electrocuted and shit. In that clip.
Yeah.
So,
what did you guys think of Hale Yamanuchi as Akira? Because he was like throwing down some moves, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty
man.
Cool.
He did a damn good job.
Yeah, I kind of wish he had a little bit more to do. I was like, damn, he's bringing the intensity like crazy.
I like the karate chop to Drake head.
That was the best.
That was badass, man.
So he definitely tiger clawed it up.
They're bringing the kill bikes out. Open an announcer, you see the guy popping Willie, and he's like, look how these guys have such control of their machines. Like, dude, he's just popping the fucking Willie, calm down.
Yeah. And I mean, when people die, though, they fucking die. It's got does have that Fulci death shit where it just happens real fast, like blows up shit, Fucking heads go rolling and shit. Like, motherfucker gets his head cut off. I don't know, man. It's a fun one.
Fire. The guy that was set on fire, that was a really cool effect.
Yeah, the flamethrowers and shit.
Yep.
Like, they didn't take as much precautions. I'm
fuck.
sure.
No, man, no way.
But yeah, man, I'd say give it a shot, man. If you like these kind of films, I definitely give it a shot.
Out of the 3, though, that one was definitely heavy on the sci-fi elements, though, like 100%.
It's the biggest sci-fi, yeah, for sure. Out of these 3, the other 2 are more action type. But I would say this is a sci-fi, but it's also got the giallo aspect to it, which is weird for this movie. Like, like because you don't know certain things until toward the end of the film. So, but yeah, I'd probably give this one probably a 5 out of 10 personally.
So definitely your least favorite of the 3, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Alan, you said it was your least favorite of the 3.
I'll
as well,
probably go
right?
4 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah,
4 out of
I don't
10.
blame you.
Yeah.
Anthony, where you at on it?
God, man, yeah, it really sucks too because I liked so much of, like I said, the beginning and the end, but it was just like that middle chunk just really went on forever. So yeah, I'd probably go a 5 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah, that's pretty much
It is. It's kind of like right there in the middle. Like it was like good. It was like a good one-time watch, but it'd be a little tough to revisit it. I think, you know.
There's some really great shots. It's just
Yes.
there's not enough of them. There's not enough of them. Like when it shows Rome and they're on the motorcycles and everything, all of that looks great, but there just ain't enough of that shit. It's like Sacchetti was saying, you know, he didn't show it enough love. So
You think the runtime's got a little bit too much length to it?
yeah, it kind of does. The pacing is kind of not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got pacing issues for sure. But
But I guess that's why they amped this release up too, is what I'm
Right.
thinking. Like all these special features, they're like, well, at least you get this, you know. So it's
They
worth
just
it.
said,
poster-
Yeah.
Fulci's on there talking shit, so they're like, "Hey man, it's not all about the movie. It's about what Fulci was talking about. These motherfuckers."
right, you gotta listen to that.
I could listen to that for hours and read it and listen to it, you know. But and you got to stop, rewind and shit because he talks so fucking fast. And you're like, shit. But let's see. Let me catch a chat, man.
I was just gonna say too, the composer for this one was Riz
Ortolani.
Yeah, Riz
Yep.
Ortolani. I thought he did a good job with the score.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
good.
He's a well known. He's great, man.
Yep.
Let's see. Let me back up a little bit.
Yeah, Alan's usually definitely not the one, like the first one to call out like a score. So like when I heard him, as soon as he said that, like, yeah, man, like the fucking score's catchy as shit. I'm like, I want to go check out that soundtrack CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones that kind of stick in your head a little bit. They play it so fucking much.
Yeah.
You know? So
He's got the soundtrack right between Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses in his truck. He's like, whoop.
no.
John Walsh says 7 out of 10 for 1990 Bronx Warriors. One of the last movies Fred Williamson and Vic Morrow are gold. Yeah, man. Watch Rome 2072 on bootleg Betamax in the mid 80s. I actually liked it at the time.
Damn Betamax.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still probably watch it. I mean, that ain't gonna be my last time I see it, but you know, there's a lot of films I got to get through. Allie says the Bronx Warriors was more enjoyable to me because it had a better story. I love how much style and personality it had. I think I would enjoy Raiders of Atlantis a bit more in better quality. Yeah.
We gotta get the Severin release. The Severin release will look a lot better than what was on. I'm telling you, you guys, just for fun, when you leave, go to Tubi and look at that version. Man, it is bad on Tubi. And then compare that to your Severin. It's like night and day, man. Night and day. Because I saw a bunch of still images from the Severin release, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta get that one.
Allie says the guy getting fried on the floor was crazy. Yeah,
dude, that went on for a while too. He's like,
yeah, right.
Your feet touches the floor.
Yeah.
You'll fry like eggs. Howard Ross doing that accent and shit. Let's see. Dang, Allen's least favorite is my favorite. Let's see. We got Dead Pit. We got Wes in here.
Hey,
what's Balls into? Tater, where you been, Balls?
Yeah, he's talking about me. I've been around, man. Ain't made any videos, but I've been doing some live streams.
Yeah.
I've been around.
Hell yeah, man. Let's see. Hell yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hey there, Allie. Everybody saying, hey, Happy New Year to you. Okay, people talking. Got to try to skip that. Anyway, let's see. Dirk, please tell me you have a clip of the Pick It Up scene. That was gold. Oh, Pick It Up. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fucking Howard Ross. I don't have the scene, but I know what you're talking about where he's like, pick it up. Pick it up. Yeah. I mean, that's the best I got. Sorry. Yeah. Let's see. Brian goes blue. He says, hey, guys, sorry I wasn't able to join in on the stream. My main 4 guys right there.
Hey, what's up,
Brian?
It's all good, man. I understand, dude. I understand. you let me know what was going on. So I appreciate that, dude. Yeah.
Hope everything's good, man.
Yeah. Hope everything's working out, dude. Justin Marino says Castellari was a beast. I love his Polizioteschi films. High Crime, Street Law, The Big Racket. Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, we're fixing to be covering some. Like, Alan will be on there. He'll be on there with us.
Yep.
Covering some of those Castellari, Franco Nero's. But Raven was a great villain. Yeah, I agree. Brian, you excited about that? Okay, shit. Let's see.
Yeah, I just when he was reading that the comment right there, I was like, The Big Racket. I've heard of that fucking film. It's the first movie that's in this fucking set right here. I remember watching that. That's a
Big Racket is fun. It's a fun ass movie,
man.
Yeah.
God almighty.
Chris C says, "Yo, everyone, hit the happy holidays. Hit the like button. Happy holidays. Appreciate you, man." Let's see. You guys are underselling Warriors of the Year 2072. If you want to get rid of your copy, I'll take it, Alan.
Actually, you know what? Alan might get rid of that too, or whatever. It might go on his eBay page.
Out of these three, that's the only one that's got a chance of leaving. Those two are definitely going to stay.
Okay, cool.
Allie's like, this is a movie I'd watch like 4 times a year, and these assholes are just shitting all over it.
Yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And don't forget, Allie, it's got a ton of special features. My shit is going to stay because it's a fortune. So there's no way it's leaving. But, but let's see. Caveman, he says, "Hey there, everyone. Please hit the like button." Appreciate you, man.
Okay,
what's up, man?
But yeah, man. This was fun, man. I
really
think you got to go somewhere, Alan. Pop.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of some family stuff. It kind of came up last minute, so
I got you.
Might get right here in a minute.
Yeah, so we're gonna close it up, man. Hopefully, we did these films justice, man. They're not like we said. I'm trying to probably like a broken record, It's like there's not no high intellect shit going on in these films. Just kick back, sit back, You got some buddies and shit. I'd say you're gonna have a good time. Just laughing.
Have a couple of these helps a lot.
Yeah.
You guys just basically said these movies are for simpletons.
Hey, but I still enjoy it, so I guess
yeah.
I'm in that category too. So let's see. Darren says, "Great show, guys. Appreciate you, man."
Thanks,
yeah. I think Darren, I would say, Darren, there is a giallo sequence in this film, though. There definitely is. So I'd say check it out for that. But yeah, we'll get out of here, man. Let's see. Yeah, we'll get out of here. Wait, did y'all want to mention anything? Y'all got anything coming up?
No, man.
Johnny?
No, I just love doing these random live streams like this, man. That's about it, I mean,
okay.
I'm going to be doing top 5 physical media releases of 2024 next Friday at 10 p.m. I think it is on my channel.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be on, as Gizmo's got his Rotten stream on the 12th. Also, probably the same day we do ours, Dirk. But I'm doing the Rotten stream with him on the 12th, and I think that's it for now.
Okay.
I'll probably forget something.
Well, if we need to, we can reschedule like a day before or whatever.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
That'd be easier for you,
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, man, this was fun, dude. Like I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been kind of wanting. I've sat back on these two. They've been sitting in a pile for months, and I'm like just wanting to watch them. So,
thanks for having us on, Dirk.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hell yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have to do some more shit for sure.
Let us know.
Try to figure it out. But
yeah, and thanks to Dead Pit.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. I'm trying to find this one thing, and then we can get out of here. Damn it. All right. Well, never mind. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah. There's so many clips, man. Just play any of those. All those.
Yeah.
Clips.
Yeah. I got one that has nothing to do with what we just did, which is perfect for me. If y'all know me, I'm random like a motherfucker. So here we go.
But I haven't had my daily orgasm. It's an essential part of the diet, an orgasm a day. If you miss a day, you have to have 2 the next day, and that gives me indigestion.
Yeah, man. But